to be different. Swindon 105.5.
Swindon 105.5 was set up about 3.5 years ago as an accessible and inclusive radio service for Swindon. During that time, thousands of people have come through its doors. Many achievements by those individuals, groups, organisations, neighbourhoods, communities, and we want to carry on expanding that opportunity, keeping it locally unique. In order to do that, of course, like so many organisations, we need funding. Grants, donations, always we try and support ourselves as much as possible. We want to develop a proper and dedicated training facility that's attached to the radio service we provide. And with your help, we can do that. So if you'd like to vote for us, we'd be absolutely chuffed to bits. But don't take my word for it. Listen to some of the testimonials from some of the volunteers who make up Swindon 105.5. Here's Martin.
It was a bit on the depressing side because obviously catching the country in recession, it wasn't so easy to just step into another job. And I wasn't one of these that was going to be sat at home doing nothing. I needed to be out and about doing something. So it was there that I pursued my time out of work here with Swindon 105.5. And it started, I would be down here possibly early as 6:30 in the morning, preparing for the breakfast show. That's traffic and travel, what's ons and everything. And then as the morning progressed, helping other people as they come into the studio. And then once I actually left the studio, I do look on the job pages there before going home again. And this was my daily routine, Monday to Friday, for all the time I was out of work, which was 1.5 years. The team of people that work here, all walks of life, all coming together as the community. Well, community radio station is open to everybody, and the backing that everybody gave everybody, such as myself with my job hunting, other people with disabilities, everyone helped each other to get through those stages, you could say.
If you hadn't been involved with Swindon 105.5, what would you have been doing instead, do you think?
I dread to think. Firstly, for radio presenting, I mean, it was an ideal voluntary job to do. Years ago, someone put a microphone in front of me, I'd run a mile. And now I'm doing the opposite. I'm holding the microphone up against someone else, getting the self-confidence and being able to speak to people, which throughout the time here at the station has helped me progress in my look for work, which I was fortunate to find. And with the job I'm doing now, which is a front of house job, it involves me with people of all walks of life.
We are Nilaya, Bethan and Manasseh, and this is Swindon 105.5, Swindon's community station, daring to be different by letting the kids of Wesley School surf the airwaves.
Lisa is another member of our team. Lisa came in on a work placement for 6 weeks, once a week, and I think at the end of it forgot to leave because she's been there with us now for a little while and developed really well, haven't you, Lisa?
I hope so, yes. I've thoroughly enjoyed it anyway. I came as a result of a work placement because I was signed up with this organisation that try to find jobs for disabled people. I'm visually impaired. And I said I wanted to work in radio. Well, normally I get laughed at when I say things like that to bureaucratic organisations, but this particular organisation didn't laugh at me. And a week or so later, Shirley had sent a general letter to them offering work placements. I came in and we had a chat, and Shirley gave me a specific project to do. Shirley is the voice of the talking buses in Swindon, and so it seemed appropriate that myself being visually impaired and finding great benefit from the talking buses, we got together and we went on a bus journey together. So I had live Shirley and pre-recorded Shirley with me on the bus, and we met up with some people with learning disabilities at a centre, and they then joined us on the bus journey, and then we went to the local theatre on the bus and had coffee there and interviewed the director, and it was a really good morning, and it made a really good programme. And so after that, I asked if I could stay on as a volunteer. And I now co-present a programme every Monday. There's a group of 4 visually impaired people that do a programme called A Sideways Look. And I'm the coordinator. And then usually 2 or 3 of us are in each week, and we put in the links and put the order of the features together. It tends to have a visually impaired slant at the moment, but I think that's because that's what we tend to know about. But as we develop, I think our programme will broaden too. And we do a lot of outside recording, so that's good because you actually get the sound effects of the atmosphere, and sound is very important to me.
How important has it been for you, Lisa, to take this opportunity and develop like you have?
It's been very important. I joke that it's given Lise a new lease of life. This is just something that's so me. I was a sound recordist for 10 years with a charity, and I've done bits of radio work anyway, not very much, but some. And I've got a degree in drama, so I'm really putting some of my skills to good use and learning lots of new ones. We want to buy some software which would enable visually impaired people like myself to do our own editing. Earlier that somebody had to help me edit the programme about the buses. Well, it's lovely working in a team, it really is, but it would save a lot of time if I could do this myself. And other visually impaired people would enjoy doing their editing as well. So if we can buy this software, it will give people more independence and help them develop new skills.
Voices Aloud, programme for everyone.
Voices Aloud, programme where everyone is involved.
Voices Aloud, a programme made by everyone.
Voices Aloud is a programme where people with all kinds of disabilities have their own voice to talk about the issues that affect their daily lives. Not just the serious things, but the fun things too. On Swindon 105.5.
Someone who's been with the station since we launched, in fact, had an idea about the station before we went on air, is Ian Rowe.
Well, in the early days, we were getting the station together. Lots of people getting involved. People that I'd personally never met, but we needed to expand it. We wanted to be a part of the community. And at that time, I was going through unemployment. And so it meant I could devote a lot of time to actually getting the radio station set up and getting involved and learning. It's a really steep learning curve that we had. Some things that I knew about were enhanced and made stronger because of the radio station. Fortunately, 6 weeks after we launched, I managed to find a full-time job. It meant that my involvement couldn't be as much, unfortunately, as I would like it to be. But still, all this time on, I'm still able to give 10 hours a week of my time, as well as working full-time, to support an organisation that is unique. And if it wasn't for Swindon 105.5, I would not be able to speak to you now as I am without some form of helping and encouragement. The support shown from various people working at the station in a voluntary capacity has meant that we've grown together. And the fact that so many people, school-aged youngsters who want their work experience here at the radio station is such a positive thing. When they come in, their eyes are opened up, because when they go out, they have so much more confidence, and I've learned so much. Then it also helps in their direction where they want to go when they finish with their education. And for me, for the first 6 weeks was absolute heaven. And then after that, the fact that I can keep coming back day after day, or as often as I want, get involved, is absolutely wonderful.
Morden, Penhill, Pinehurst, Old Town, Broad Green, Dorking. At the heart of your community, this is Swindon 105.5.
In addition to learning new skills, what Swindon 105.5 likes to do is offer opportunities for people to use their skills and perhaps help others as well. One such person is Dave Woods, who's been with us since March 2009.
I came in, I was unemployed I lost my job in the December of 2008. I used to work for a local radio station, so I've had the skills. I thought, well, what can I do to use the skills that I have got and also help me have a bit more confidence? Obviously, losing your job, you dent your confidence with that. So I thought, well, why not? So I contacted the station here, and they said, yes, come and see us. And so I did, and I sort of started helping backroom, and then on air within, I think, 24 hours, wasn't it?
You also started to help and support other volunteers coming in. So
Absolutely, yeah. I think that's one of the key things I really enjoyed. Also, with the technical equipment that we have here, I was able to show people how to use them and with ease, and obviously got the experience with using them and putting that across. And that was really good, and that's something I do enjoy, part of being a volunteer here. And really, that's what this is all about. It gives people opportunities, and obviously it builds people's confidence up, which I think is really good. And it's benefited me personally as a person. It also puts them back into the community. You also get to meet and chat to interesting people, not only obviously the volunteers here, but obviously people in the community. What we can provide here, and what we do provide here, is giving opportunities for people, coaching them and doing that type of thing, which is benefit, and that is good. And you can see people that come in through the door on day one, and by the time they've been here for a few weeks, you can see them, they've developed and they've got the skills now, and it gives them the confidence. You can definitely see that.
Hello, my name is Alan Burston. I'm fortunate enough to be able to present a programme of 1950s music, rock and roll, hillbilly, various other closely related styles of music. And what I really like about Swindon 105.5 FM is the opportunities it gives not only old retirees like me the chance to learn new skills, but young people as well, whether it be in broadcasting, the technical side, or admin. It's a really marvellous place to be, and long may it continue.
Daring to be different. Swindon 105.5.